Donald Trump is becoming more and more unhinged in his efforts to control the media week by week.
Jon, Trump has stated that he believes it's seditious, perhaps even treasonous, for the press to report on his health. Care to comment on his health?
First of all, I think he's doing great health-wise. I think he looks great. I have found, and again, I'm obviously not like an orthopedist, but I've found that the thicker the ankle, the better the balance.
That is that famous saying.
For old people, falling is really... But if you get those, if your ankles are tree trunks, you can't get knocked over. You can't break the hip, and that's generally the beginning of the downward slide. So, I would suggest that in and of itself would give you confidence that this may be the healthiest, most robust president that we've ever had in the history of the United States of America. But it once again gets to the point of, for Donald Trump, the level of fealty can never rise to a level that is satisfactory to him. There is no level of ass kissing that you can do. I mean, when you watch his, everything is seditious that falls beneath the level of, my God, sir, thank you for not allowing too many hurricanes to hit the United States, as Kristi Noem did in that stupid cabinet meeting that they had.
Sir, you made it through hurricane season without a hurricane. Yeah. And so FEMA, you kept the hurricanes away. So we appreciate that. And FEMA is deploying resources and dollars 150% faster than ever before. So somebody does have something bad that happens to them, you are immediately there helping them and telling them they have the resources to get back up on their feet.
He is angry at Fox News, which is literally like a 24-hour-a-day ball washing machine for Trump and is designed specifically to keep him in power. So for him to say something as seditious and treasonous means nothing, because the bar of entry to Donald Trump is purely about how deeply you are proving your undying loyalty to the king. Anything below that, obviously, is seditious.
Will you let me finish my statement? You are the worst. Quiet. Listen. Be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second grade. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. Who are you with?
I'm with NBC News, sir.
Fake news. NBC's gone down the tubes.
Keeping him honest tonight, the President of the United States wants you to know a thing or two or three about his health. Now, when we left you last night, he was in the middle of a long campaign rally-type speech in eastern Pennsylvania. It was billed as his answer to the affordability crisis, complete with signs saying lower prices and bigger paychecks. It turned into a long monologue covering everything from windmills to transgender athletes to late-night comedy shows and sleepy Joe Biden. The last of which might have gotten him thinking, because not long afterwards, he posted a long missive on his social media, quoting the first line, "There has never been a president that has worked as hard as me." Now, he goes on to say, quote, "After all the work I have done with medical exams, cognitive exams, and everything else, I actually believe it's seditious, perhaps even treasonous for the New York Times and others to consistently do fake reports in order to libel and demean the President of the United States. They are true enemies of the people, and we should do something about it." So it's now potentially treasonous, he says, to report on questions surrounding the president's health, stamina, and cognitive abilities, even though there are multiple videos of him appearing to nod off or at least close his eyes for rather long periods of time during some recent public appearances. This is from one cabinet meeting last week, which has led to similar questions.
All right, let's get to it. We have an individual in our new media seat today. His name is Tim Pool. He's a political commentator and a media entrepreneur with millions of followers, a very big platform. Currently hosts Timcast IRL, a daily news and discussions show, and The Culture War, a weekly podcast exploring cultural and political issues. His programs feature in-depth conversations on topics such as free speech, censorship, identity politics, and societal change, often engaging with a diverse range of guests. He's in Washington today because we are also hosting a local media row across the street in the Eisenhower building, which is a testament to our commitment to bring new voices into the White House to cover the president and this administration. So, Tim, why don't you kick us off today?
Yes. Many of the news organizations that are represented in this room have marched in lockstep on false narratives, such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington smear, and now what's being called the Maryland Man hoax, where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by two different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland Man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on, following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you could comment on that unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Sure. Well, we certainly welcome diverse viewpoints in this room, which is one of the reasons we have you in here, and there's many new faces in this room in comparison to the previous administrations. We want to welcome all viewpoints into this room. We welcome unbiased journalists who really care about the truth and the facts and the accuracy, and you rightfully pointed out the Maryland Man story, which I, from this podium, when The Atlantic published it, on that very first day, I came to this podium and said, this is wrong. The press in this room have this story wrong, and we have seen more and more evidence come to the table that we have had all along. We were always right. The president was always on the right side of this issue to deport this illegal criminal from our community. And it is despicable to see the media continue to refer to this individual as someone who is just a peaceful man living his life in Maryland.
Donald Trump has always been a desperate man, but really think about the concept that it's seditious for the media to report on his health, okay? Now, first and foremost, you're the leader of the country. You're the head executive of the United States, literally the most powerful human being in the world, except for Xi Jinping, because he got you beat. But other than that, you're it, man. So we need to know if you're good. And you know, keep in mind when Joe Biden was president, that was like his whole campaign about how Joe Biden was about to collapse, how he got dementia, how he's not suited to do anything. And Donald Trump is doing even worse than him. And again, how is that seditious? We live in a world now where everybody's business is all over everything. Even if you didn't ask for your business to be out there, your business is probably out there, whether that be on some forum or some chat room or some application, or it just be your private data all over the place. Pretty much every app that you use, whether it be a bank app, DoorDash, Twitter, Hinge, anything that you use, they are trading your data, they selling your data, they giving it to people so that they know exactly what advertisements to deliver to you. We are in a post-privacy society. Ain't nobody information private no more. We don't even care these days. We don't read the terms of conditions. We don't read that. We just skip all the way through 90 pages and click accept. We send our driver's licenses to people we don't know just because we want access to some platform, whether that be pornography, because in a lot of conservative states now, you can't watch it unless you submit your identification to verify that you're old enough to do so. So okay, bro. So all of that, I could go on, but the point is we live in a world where privacy just kind of doesn't exist anymore. On top of the fact that you're the president of the United States, we need to know how you're doing, and everybody can see how you're doing. But just keep that in mind. We don't live in a private world anymore. That is over.